Hi, everybody. This is Samantha Calamaris, and I'm excited for today's interview. Today, I have the honor of interviewing Nicole Wits. She's a busy mom of three, a wife, and works full-time in corporate America. But to me and many others in the area, she's a superhero and fosters dogs with K9s4U as well as Paws in Effect. Many of her foster dogs come from high-kill shelters. They're found as strays and abandoned or come from other dire situations. Nicole, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today and getting the word out on this very special cause.
Hey, Sam. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to do this. I appreciate you reaching out to me today.
Good, good. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you decided to become a foster mom to so many dogs in our community?
Sure, of course. Well, we've been in the Hawthorne Woods community for about 7 years. We have 3 kids. We have a high school freshman, we have a 7th grader, and we have a 4th grader. We are very active in the community. All of our kids are athletes. They all play different sports: lacrosse, soccer, they dance. My sons used to do flames, and we also I've also served on the Center Loomis PTO board for the last 2 years. So in April of 2012, we lost our dog of 12 years, and I knew we weren't going to be able to be without a dog for too long. So in search of a dog, about 2 months later, I discovered the Animal House Shelter, which is based out of Huntley, Illinois. And we adopted our first rescue, Sunny, on June 13th of 2012. 6 months later, we adopted our second rescue with Chicagoland Dog Rescue, a foster-based rescue in Schaumburg, and her name is Sammy. So this is really where it all started.
Good. And it's such a hot topic right now. So many people are looking to add a furry friend to their family. And so when I ask you, what exactly does rescue mean? And tell us a little bit more about K9s4U.
Sure. Yes, I know this has been incredible for the rescue community. I know the coronavirus definitely has had some financial and health impacts on our economy for sure, but it's definitely brought awareness to the need to foster. I always try to find the silver lining in things like this, and this is definitely one of those silver linings. I would say we've probably had at least 10 new foster families sign up in our last transport, which was just about 10 days ago. So I personally have also had more friends and family reach out to me about adopting. As for K9s4U, I started with them in 2015. I stumbled across a really cute pup on Facebook and sent them a message. And my New Year's resolution that year was to give back. And that's exactly what I chose to do, is to foster in order to give back. Our first foster arrived on January 19th of 2015. He was about a 1 to 2 year old black lab mix named Sammy. He was goofy, he was playful, sweet, and had nothing but love to give. He was with us for about 2 weeks until he found his forever family. And I think right after that, I knew that I had found my passion. As far as K9s4U, I've been with them, like I said, for about 5 years. We are a nonprofit foster-based animal rescue that was founded by a group of friends that really the ultimate goal was just to save dogs. We are volunteer run, and we are an organization full of men, women, moms, dads, kids, those that work, those that don't, those that are retired. We really have a common goal is to make a difference in the lives of homeless pets. We have sister rescues down south that we partner with, which is where we pull most of our dogs from, unfortunately. They basically house the dogs until we can arrange for transportation and for them to get up north. And once here, we assure that they get vaccinated, they get spayed, they get neutered, they get microchipped. As far as what does rescue mean, it's a great question. I think, it differs for people, but for our family in particular, it means helping those who are unwanted, abused, mistreated, neglected, abandoned, or otherwise might need to be rehomed due to a change in their environment, such as the death of an owner, a divorce, or financial hardships that we're going through right now. So let's talk about Murphy.
Let's talk about Murphy. Okay, so this brings me into your life a little bit more. We're friends, but we had a friend reach out to us. He actually worked as a painter for one of our homes, and he was in a relationship, and it dissolved. He had this great dog, Murphy, that he loved, but financially and emotionally, he just couldn't take care of Murphy. So we reached out to you, and it was such a great experience because you were open to it. Immediately you said, no problem. We went through the process. I connected you guys together. Murphy came to your home, you posted him, and, you know, happily ever after. It was a great story.
Yes, for sure. And that's an example of just rehoming a dog that's living in a situation that, you know, the owners were kind enough to know that it just wasn't the right fit. And he was living most of his days in a crate, unfortunately, because they both worked a lot and they just didn't have the time for him. And so, you know, I appreciate you reaching out to me. And like Sam said, within 2 days, I found him the most incredible family. And I'm so grateful for that support.
Yeah, definitely. So share with us why you enjoy fostering and placing dogs into great homes. It has to be challenging. And one thing I want people to know is this is a family affair. You guys do this together. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. I think you hit the nail right on the head there. So, you know, what I've found over the last 5 years is what we do matters. I didn't state this earlier, but, you know, I've been fortunate enough to be with K9s4U for 5 years, and I've housed 65 dogs have come in and out of this house. Yeah, and it's definitely a family affair, but you know, what we do matters. It matters to them. Saving dog, it's one of my favorite quotes. It says, saving one dog will not change the world, but surely for that one dog, the world will change forever. And that's absolutely true. And I've always tell my kids that we are part of their journey to forever. Every dog has a story, and our job is to help provide that bridge to happily ever after. We do our best to teach our fosters that people are good, that they can trust again. And this fostering journey really has taught our kids unconditional love, responsibility, empathy, patience, and to have a voice for those that can't speak for themselves. Certainly the family decision, I absolutely could not do it without the support of my husband and my kids. They are instrumental to this process. As far as the challenge, of course it's challenging. You know, you're bringing in a dog that probably didn't have a home prior to, or was abused or neglected. For many reasons, they haven't been socialized. They've been taken from maybe a feral community, and trying to teach them to live in a house, teach them to learn to trust both humans as well as my dogs, my pack. Maybe stairs are foreign to them. Wood floors are likely foreign to them. Dog toys are foreign to them. You know, they're not used to getting daily food provided to them. Kindness is foreign to them. It's so sad to see where they come from, but it's so incredibly rewarding to see how far they've come.
Yeah, that is so eye-opening to see. We just tend to take things for granted sometimes, and you don't put that into thought. And I always look at all the pictures that you post, and I think, God, she's doing such a great thing for her family. So if a family or an individual is thinking about they're ready to adopt a dog, what would be your best advice? And are there some sort of I'm sorry, I can't even speak right now. What's the preparation or the consideration or the process that they would have to go through?
Those are great questions. So, I mean, I'd ask anybody that's looking to bring a dog into their house just to make sure that they're ready to be responsible for taking care of something for the next 10 to 15 years. You know, are they willing to get up in the middle of the night to let the dog out? Are they willing to take the dog for walks? Are they willing to socialize the dog? It's really important. Are they going to commit to training when there's maybe behaviors that aren't ideal? Are they willing to vaccinate yearly and provide adequate care? Those are just important things to consider. Every foster facility and shelter has their own prerequisites. Most of them have applications that each potential adopter would need to fill out. Many organizations have, you know, asked for personal information like work history, if they've owned a dog before, if their dogs are up to date on vaccinations. Those are important. There's also a contract that usually is done at the time of adoption, just goes over, you know, how they're, you know, required to treat the dog moving forward, and that they're going to provide adequate food and shelter for them and treat them in a humane manner. So I think that's any either rescue, foster-based, or shelter a requirement of them. You know, food, you know, yearly vaccinations, just to make sure that they can financially afford it as well.
Sure. And I did go to your website, and it's so user-friendly. And the questions, while they're heartbreaking sometimes with somebody who wants to ask questions about a dog, it is so critical for you to know what you're getting into. So I think that just going to the website, take a look, it's user-friendly. So we've discussed how this is 100% volunteer-based. How can we encourage others to help and support you with this cause?
I love this question. So I realize not everyone can foster, right? Not everybody's set up to do something like this. It definitely is an emotional roller coaster. You know, you see a lot of good, but you see a lot of bad too. So if you can't foster, you can certainly donate your time. For example, Animal House shelter out in Huntley allows you to walk dogs. So I've done this with my kids when we were in between fosters. We took a road trip out there. We just asked if we can walk some dogs, and you know, they would bring a dog out at a time and we'd just play with them. We'd walk them, we'd socialize them. That's an opportunity for you. You can start a fundraiser in your community, either by raising money or much needed supplies like dog food, puppy food, crates, blankets, puppy pee pads, collars, leashes, paper towel, etc. And then you can bring those to a local organization or, you know, a foster-based rescue or any shelter that's in the area. So for example, let me give you an example. So tomorrow our board is making a trip down to the Columbia, Missouri area. And they're not only going to bring back a dog or a transport of dogs, but they're also going down there to build some additional shelters for animal control. Many of the dogs are housed outside, and unfortunately they're just not protected from the elements. So for this particular example, our rescue is looking for tarps and crates and chain link fence material so that they can go and build additional shelter for the dogs.
Sure. I love that. And you posted that. And I think it's great for our community to see those needs, because sometimes you have these things and you just don't know what to do with them, or you want to help. Like I saw zip ties and stuff like that. I'm like, I have some of those. I could drop those off. All right, good. Nicole, I can't thank you enough for your time today. Your heart is so huge and your family does such a great job with all these dogs. And I can speak for, you know, our dog. We went to the dog park once, and this lady said to my husband and my kids, every dog deserves a family and every family deserves a dog. And that has always stayed with me because I love having our furry friend. So tell us, we've talked a little bit about it, but tell us where we can find you on social media, your website, and any contact information.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So you can check out K9s4U.org is one of the, that's really where I spend most of my time.
Okay.
Yep, hello, sorry about that. K9s4U.org.
Okay, there you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know technology is not my friend sometimes. So K9s4U.org is one organization. Pause and Effect Rescue, Animal House shelter out in Huntley, as well as Chicagoland Dog Rescue are all reputable organizations in the area. There are very many more. You can also follow my foster journey on Instagram at Adopt Rescue Save a Life. It's really not specific to any rescue, but it's really just our journey as a family on incoming fosters, how they acclimate to life with us, and then following their happily ever after, which is, I don't know if you all can see this, but this is a picture of my dogs, and kind of some more resources that you can log on to. But this morning on the Today Show, Carson Daly actually talked about this exact topic. And he talked about why fostering an animal during the corona pandemic is a win-win. I really do suggest you go check it out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Nicole, thank you so much for your time today. We'll be sure to spread the word as much as we can, and have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.